Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle from Jonesy today, who's just recently started, I think, setting puzzles. So I'm delighted to welcome Jonesy to the channel, and I don't think we featured Jonesy before. I've been wrong about that recently a few times. Anyway, I'm going to have a go at Multiverse today, which is a loop puzzle. And what I love about this sort of thing is, how have you created this with so few markings in the grid? No numbers given. 5 little dots and a number of counting circles, which I will be counting later. Anyway, just extraordinary what people are coming up with every day that we can get to broadcast on the channel. This is your place to come, your corner of the internet for logic problems, for solving Sudoku, for learning some techniques. And I'm going to plunge straight in and wait till the end of the video today to tell you what else is around the channel. Let's have a go. I'll do the rules first of all. So normal Sudoku rules apply. That's meaning we're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Now we have to draw a 1 cell wide loop that moves orthogonally. So in horizontal and vertical moves, this loop will go. It doesn't branch or intersect itself, and it doesn't touch itself, not even diagonally. Now, I'm going to tell you that if this was the loop, don't worry, it's not touching itself diagonally between those cells, because it has to somewhere. That is not what is considered a diagonal touch. A diagonal touch would be if the loop went like this. That would be different segments of the loop touching themselves diagonally. So, neighbouring digits on the loop must have a difference of at least 5. So it's a German whisper loop, so I'll try and do it in green if I can. A digit in a circle indicates how many times that digit must appear in circles. So if we had a 3 in there, that means there are threes in circles. And the circle digits also indicate how many of the up to 8 surrounding cells are on the loop. So if this was a 6, 6 of these cells would be on the loop. And obviously if you've got a circle on the perimeter, it doesn't have 8 possible cells, it only has 5. Circles are never on the loop themselves. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, and digits separated by a black dot have a 1-to-2 ratio. So those two are consecutive, those two have a 1-to-2 ratio. Give it a try if you like this sort of thing on the link under the video. I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. How do we begin? How do we begin? I'm going to begin by counting the circles. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, I'm also going to begin by colouring them. So I'm going to go with light blue. Oh, some people can't see that. Let's go with yellow and try and contrast that with a bright green loop if we can. I'm colouring them yellow. First of all, because they are not on the loop. Now, there are 10 of these. Yeah, there are 10 of these, and that means that the numbers that go in them, interestingly, the individual numbers, the discrete numbers that go in them add up to 10 as well. And that is because if there were 5 5s, then there would be 5 more circles after you'd filled 5 5s, and those would be 5 more circles since we have 10, and they might be 3 3s and 2 2s, and if you add 5 3 and 2 you get to 10. So that's how counting circles work, and we know there are 3 different digits from either column 1 or row 6. So there are only a few ways of making up the 10. Now, I'm going to think about the loop, the green loop I have to draw. Actually, maybe I should make these grey as a good contrast colour to be off the loop. That's better. Grey versus green. I think that works for everybody. Right, now, the loop must go into this zone, into these cells. Now, I'll try and explain why I know that. This is not a 0. Obviously, we don't have a 0 in a Sudoku. So this circle, which is counting the number of these cells that contain loop. Yeah, in fact, the loop, okay, let's start, sorry, I keep on changing where I want to start explaining things. The loop doesn't go into this cell because it couldn't get out again. So that's grey. It doesn't go into these cells because it couldn't get out again. So they're grey. Now, did I ungrey the top one? There we go. Now, one of these 4 cells at least is green and on the loop because this is a circle and it's not got a 0 in. Therefore, if there was a bit of loop there, that would be a corner of the loop and we would fill all those cells with green, including those 2. If there was a bit of loop here, this would be a corner of the loop and we would fill all of these cells, including those 2. If there was a loop here, well, it can either get out there or there, but not both, or it's touching itself. So it would have to get out to the south as well. And this can't be the only loop cell because that's just nonsensical. So the loop is passing through this passage. We are going to make sure, obviously, that the loop touches all of the circles because none of them have a 0 in. But look, this is good news. There are only 4 cells maximum that this circle can touch. It's not a 1 because it's already touching 2 cells on the loop minimum. There are 4 cells that this one can touch. So I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. There are only 3 cells that that one can touch. But now I'm going to get 3 of the 4 digits from 1 to 4 in my sum of 10 that I need to make from counting circle digits. And I think I'm right in saying that if you use any 3 of those, then the number you have left over is going to be the other digit. If you took 1, 2, 3, the only other way of making up the count to 10 is with a 4. If you took 1, 2, 4, the only other way is with 3. 1, 3, 4, the only way of making it up is with a 2. 2, 3, 4, it's a 1. So we now know that the circles contain all of 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, sorry, they contain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they only contain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they specifically contain 4 4s, 3 3s, 2 2s, and a 1. And this black dot double circle doesn't contain a 3. This one could contain a 3 because that could be a 6 out of a circle. So there is definitely a 2 in that pair of cells because it's either a 1 2 pair for the black dot or a 2 4 pair. Now, what else can we learn? The loop could escape there or it could escape there. Oh, it's already, this can't be a 1 because it's already seeing 2 cells of the loop. And this is not going to be able to get away with only seeing 1 either because the loop, actually, it's coming down through here. It's going to have to go through that cell. So it's already touching this one twice. This is now a 2 4 pair. And one of them is only going to be 2. That's quite interesting. Which one is only going to be 2? If it's this one, the loop is going to have to shear away from this cell. So it would have to fill these cells and that. And then escape. And that could be left as a 2, the top cell here. But if that is a 2, well, it's still not allowed to fill any of these cells. So the loop will always fill these 3, it seems, which is a surprise in a way, but that's fine. The loop goes into column 1 like that, and that cell becomes grey. Now, I want to think more about whether we can keep this down to a 2. The loop would have to come down here. Oh, this is no longer a 1. So these are both well, this is no longer a 2 at the top. It now sees 3 cells already. Okay, this is a 2-4 pair. We are going to have to put 4 4s in the circles. I don't know if that matters yet. Probably not. Also interesting to think about, one of the circles is only going to get a 1, so it's only going to be touched at a corner, like there, for this circle. Anyway, what can we do? Okay, let's keep visualizing the possibilities. If, oh, if that's a 2, this has to go out through there, and this becomes a 4. That's fine. We want a lot of 4s in the circles. If that's a 2, this has to come down here. Ah, the loop cannot go down. No, hang on, that's not true. If that's a 2, the loop has to come down here to avoid that cell. Oh, and the loop is a German whisper. Ah, that's what to do. Look, these two. Okay, I know 3 things about German whisper lines where the differences have to be at least 5 between the neighbouring digits. One is that 5 can never go on them because there's no available neighbour. The next is that they alternate between high and low to maintain that difference of 5. The third thing I know is that 4s and 6s are quite difficult to place, because if they had 2 neighbours that saw each other, they would both, for a 4, they would both have to be 9. So that would be impossible. So anyway, here these 2 are the same parity and they can't be low because we'd have 5 low digits in column 1. So that is the low digit that goes in the middle of the loop. It can't be a 4, sorry, that goes in the middle of this German whisper bit of the loop. And now we know the alternation of parity on the loop. And we know, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, or 4 as well. In fact, that won't be 4 because the loop will continue on and the 2 neighbours will see themselves in box 4. This one has 2 neighbours seeing itself in column 1, so that can't be a 4. But this digit, which is also low, no, that can't be a 4 because it's got 2 neighbours in box 1. Interesting. Now, why I got excited was I realised the loop doesn't go through here, because that would also have to be low, but we've done all the 4 low digits in this box already. So in fact, this digit is high, because it's on the black dot and it's not 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this can't be a 2 now. Now we've got a 3, 4 pair in column 1. These other digits are 1 or 2. And now this is only 1 or 2. Now that's interesting, because I saw earlier that if this loop went to here, I didn't mention this, but I did see it. If this green loop goes to there, then how's it ever going to touch this cell? The only way would be by turning in towards it and going out away from it again. And that is very possible, but that would make this cell a 3. The only way for this, which we now know is not a 3, to be 1 or 2, is if the loop comes somewhere down this column and then turns away, either there or there. It can't come from here, because to avoid touching itself, it's going to create a 3 in that cell. So I think we now know the loop doesn't go to this cell. I'm pretty sure we know that. So I'm putting if that was 4. Yeah, if the loop went to that cell, it would have to go down there. That's right. So it goes to here. Now, this cannot be a 6, I reckon, because it's 2 neighbours on the loop, which must continue somewhere, would both have to be a 1s. And they'd either both be in box 4 or both in column 2. So that's an 8. And there's our first digit in the grid. We get a 4 in one of the circles. We get a 3 up there. And now we know that's grey by counting around this circle. So that's the loop continuation. Now we know this isn't a 2. So that's a 4. Oh, we knew that from getting that 4 as well. I just hadn't seen it. 2 there makes that 1. And this 2. And this is 3. And now we're away. We're actually making progress. 3 on a German whisper line, its 2 neighbours can only be 8 and 9, so we can write 9 in there. These remaining cells are 5, 6, 7 in the box, and that can't be on the loop coming from an 8. So the loop goes down here to not 3 or 2, so it must be 1. That's now a 2, so we can't turn away here. We must come down to here and then turn to here. And I can grey these cells, and I'm going to put a low digit here that is not 1, 2 or 4. That's a 3. Its neighbours can only be 8 or 9. It gets a 9 there, and it's going to get an 8 in one of those cells, which is not here because the white dot says this is a 4. So the loop comes down here. That is an 8, and the loop is now moving. It's moving along the bottom row. This is 1, 2 or 3. This is 7, not 8, 7 or 9. Can't be a 6 because it would have to have 2 neighbours in the box that would both be 1s. This is great. 1 there is looking at that cell 2. And from quite a difficult start, you can see we're really making some progress now. This is 7 or 8. 2 can touch, it can touch 7, 8 or 9, but there it's fixed. So 7 there, 8 there. 7 can only touch 2 or 1. This is great. That's not a 7. 7, 2, 3, 8, 1, 9. We can place 4 there by Sudoku. That digit's 5 or 6. In the first column, we have 5, 6, and 7 to place. And that has given us a 5 or 6 pair in those cells. So that's 9. I don't know if it's on the loop yet. Doesn't have to be, just because it could be. Now, counting circles, we've done both 2s. We've done 2 4s and a 3. So none of the others can be a 2 because we've done them. This can't be a 4 nor can those. We need 2 more 4s in the circles. They have to now be here and here. Those are definite 4s. This is a 1, 3 pair. That uses the only 1 we're allowed, and that's a 3. Wow, and the circles fill themselves now. Good stuff again. So, what next? Is it Sudoku that I have to do next? Well, okay, the loop can never go through a white dot. We sort of found that here because white dots have a difference of 1 and we always need a difference of 5 as we move along the loop. So the loop either goes up there, which must be to a 1, or it goes along here. Yeah, that's difficult. Because this would be a low digit, not a 4. And that would therefore on the white dot also be a low digit. That would have to be a 1 because it sees 2, 3 and 4 as well. So one of these 2 is a 1. It's not that helpful. Actually now, this cell, it's obviously grey. It's not allowed to touch the loop again there. This, how could that be a 3? Then the loop would have to fill those cells, and this would not be a 1. So that's the 1. This is a 3. Now, which one cell? Not that one, because it would have to also touch that one. So that's grey. It's either a corner there or a corner there, this loop. And it doesn't go through that. That's interesting. If it was a corner here, it would then have to go up here. So that's one possible path for the loop. And the other possible path comes at least through those cells. That doesn't work for a slightly advanced reason. If the loop touched here, it would have to go there and there. It can't go through the white dot. That doesn't really matter. It would go through these cells. And these 2 would be the same polarity, the same high or low. They can't both be low because we've used 1, 3 and 4 in the box. They'd both be high. This would be the low digit and it would have to be a 2. But have you noticed that all the low digits on the loop have to be on the same bishop's colour? They have to be on the same set of diagonals in the puzzle. Because the loop only goes horizontally and vertically and it changes polarity every time it goes. So the low digits always have to be on those cells that I've highlighted. And I mean, I could carry on into the corner. But the point is, this can't be a low digit. It can't, on the loop, it can't be a 2 on the loop. So this would have to be a high digit. Those would both have to be low, and that's impossible. So the loop doesn't come this side. That is quite complicated, but it's quite fun. So the loop to touch this 1 goes this, that's its corner. And now that's grey. And now it can't come down here. It's got to go up here. It can't go through the white dot for the reason we explained. So now this is a 1. Because it sees 2, 3, and 4, and it's got to be low. This is also low, 2 or 3. This is also low, so that's a 2. Just alternating to work that out. 2 can touch 7, 8, or 9. 2 or 3 there can touch 7, 8, or 9. Same thing. That can't be a 1 anymore because we've placed the 1 in the box. Wow, this is great. I love this puzzle. This is so interesting. This is on a white dot with 7 or 9, so that's even, 6 or 8. And we've got the loop up to here. Now we've hit 3 of these cells, of the 4 cells we have to count there. Well, we can't miss that one and then catch one of these, so we have to take that one as green. These are all grey. Everything in here is grey, otherwise the loop would go there to die. That's now grey because the loop can't go there. This digit is 7 or 9 as well. That's a little pair. 5 and 6 fill the other spots in the row, and therefore the loop doesn't go there because it can't. There's no difference of 5 available. So that's the low digit. It sees 2 and 3. It can't be 4 because it must have 2 different digits in box 6 touching it. So that's a 1. There is a 2 in one of these cells, that's just Sudoku. The loop, don't know. I mean, it could go through, ooh, it's going to have to go through another digit, another low digit to get out of this box. So it's going to get a 3 in one of those cells and carry on, because they can't be 4. Then it's going to get out of the box, and the 3 can't meet an 8 there, so it's going to meet a 9 in one of those cells and then carry on. It's fascinating. Now, we've had a 2, 3 pair in this box. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, or 8. And this one, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, or 9, I suppose. Can't be an 8 is all I really know there. Oh look, I've got a 5, 6 pair here, so that's a 7 in box 4. What does that tell us? Oh, circles. I haven't done my circles for a while. So the loop does not go here because it couldn't come in and get out. There we go. So those are both grey. The 4 around here are all there. That's got to continue. The 3 is all done. We're basically very nearly finished with the loop. I can grey in all of those cells. Okay, we're not quite finished. We'll come back to that in a moment. We now know this is where the 3 went on that line, and this is where the 9 went. I can get rid of those corner marks. This is low, 3, 4, and 2 already in the row, so that's a 1. So the loop can't go here because it would need another low digit, and there are none available. So it comes up here, 2. A 2 or a 4, can't be a 4 in the middle cell of a box because it needs 2 neighbours, so that's a 2. This is 7, I think that's clear. This is 8 or 9, and that's not clear. Well, it's not clear which one it is. It's clear that it's 8 or 9. Now, the 2 is going to carry on. It could be an 8 or 9 here, or it could go up here to an 8 and hit a 3 here, I think. So we're not quite finished on the loop, and we still might go through that 9. I don't know. We've got a 5, 6 pair to go in there, which gives me the only 2 cells I've got marked up in the final column are weirdly a 5, 6 pair. 4 is in one. 4 is specifically there in box 6 now. That's Sudoku. There's a 4 there. I think there's probably a lot of Sudoku to do in this puzzle now, which is great. That's really what a Sudoku puzzle is often all about. We need a 2 in this column, and there's only one candidate cell. There it is. So that's a 3. That must be next to 9 by the whisper rule. This is now an 8 because it sees 9 and 7. I hadn't noticed that. Now, 8 can't be on this white dot, nor can 9 now. So there must be a 6 in those cells. That means this is an 8. That is 5, 6, or 7 as well, forming a triple in this row, giving me a 9 and a 3 I can write in there. Ooh, that keeps the numbers down on this bit of the loop, but it gives us a 9 there. There's got to be a 3 in column 6. Ah, not on the loop. And that's very interesting. So, can the loop go into this cell? And the answer is no, because it would go like that, and the only odd digit, the only low digit available is a 4. So they would both have to be 9s. So it doesn't go into this cell, it just goes here and connects up with a 9 or an 8, I think. And that completes the loop. This is 5 or 6, but it can't be 6 because 6 is on the dot. So that's 5. That is actually going to disambiguate all our 5 6s, I think. Look at these, they're just falling now, like so many dominoes. 6, 5, 6, lovely. What have we got? 5 and 9 to place in box 6, 5 and 7 in row 4. This is a 2, 6 pair. Now, sorry, do excuse me. We've just got 8 and 9 to place in. Sorry, I shouldn't have had that phone on so it could come on that loud. I know that means it's Simon, and I will talk to him soon. That's a 1, 7 pair. We've got 4, 6, 8 here. 8, 4, 6. That's a 7. This is a 5. We're finishing off now. So 5 and 6 there. 8 here. 6 and 7 are done. 7 there. Sorry, Simon. I'll be with you in a minute, I think. 1 there, 7 there, and 1 there. Your vacuum cleaning robot sucks. That is an absolutely extraordinary solve message because my vacuum cleaner broke down today. How do you know, Jonesy? That's really, really weird to me. Anyway, there we go. What a lovely puzzle, and what an intriguing multiverse. Now, I left till the end the mention of the other things on the channel, which are, on Patreon, we've got Hollywood Lunchbox. You can still have a go at that. There's time to enter the competition if you hurry. We've got other content there as well. We've also got Sven's Sudoku pad and our merch linked under the video, below the link for this puzzle. And we've got all of our apps, which do feature Cryptic Sudoku. No, not Cryptic Sudoku, it's called Domino Sudoku, and it's got lots of white and black dots in it, and X's and V's. It's great fun. Thank you for watching. I'm going to call Simon. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.